Okay, now just do it. Please, question number 37. What is Mott T. Green doing in the fifth paragraph? So we go back to fifth paragraph. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, fifth paragraph. One, two, three, four, fifth line after thus. This is not thus of Urdu or thus of Punjabi. Or thus da nahi hai. Thus, the index should be a sufficient guide for those interested in a particular aspect of Wagner's life, but perhaps not all of it. My own feeling, however, is that the parts do not make as much sense on their own. Now, he's talking about the book and he's saying the parts do not make sense. So, do all of his activities taken together. In this respect, I urge readers to try to experience Wagner's life as he lived it with all the interruptions. What does that mean? Instead of reading the parts of the book or portions of the book, you need to read entire book. Changes of mind, renewed efforts, this entailed. Now an option which matches with that. Option A, describing what motivated him to write the book, not at all. They do not talk about his motivation. Option B, explaining why it is desirable to read the whole book. Come back. Yeah, I urge readers to try to experience Wagner's life as he lived with all the interruptions. Okay, so question number 37, correct answer is option B. Option C, suggesting why Wagner pursued so many different careers? No. Option D, indicating what aspects of Wagner's life interested him most? No. Question number 38, what is said about Wagner in the sixth paragraph? Now please come to sixth paragraph. It's the third last one. I'm reading it from fourth last line. He was not active. What do they mean by he? Wagner. Good. He was not active with a few exceptions in scientific societies. What does it mean? He was not active in scientific societies. Means there were scientific societies, but he did not join or he did not participate in any scientific society and did not seek to find influence or advance his ideas through professional contacts. So he did not use his professional contacts to advance his ideas. Right? Now let's go on. Option A, he was not particularly ambitious person. Option B, he kept a record of all his scientific observations. No. Option C, he did not adopt many of the scientific practices of the time. They do not talk about scientific practices. They only talk about scientific, they're talking about here, yeah, they are talking about scientific societies. Now, societies are not scientific practices. So, it's not that. And option D, he enjoyed discussing new discoveries with other scientists. Not at all. He did not meet them. So, right answer is not given. The right answer is actually A. He was not a particularly ambitious person. The one who is ambitious, he will meet other people of his trade. One who is ambitious, he will join the societies. Yeah. So option A, and he will be active. He will not be inactive, right? So he was not a particularly ambitious person, and for that they use the word he was not active. So correct answer for question number 38 is A. Question number 39, what does Green say about some other famous scientists? Now, other famous scientists have been mentioned in second last paragraph, and they are Newton, Darwin, and Einstein. Now, please follow me. What does Green say about other scientists? Second last paragraph. Some famous scientists such as Newton, Darwin, and Einstein left mountains of written material behind. So what did other scientists do? They left mountains of written material behind, hundreds of notebooks and letters numbering in the tens of thousands. Others, like Michael Faraday, left extensive journals of their thoughts and speculations parallel to their scientific notebook. Now, read this sentence carefully. The more such material a scientist leaves behind, the better chance a biographer has of forming an accurate picture of how a scientist's ideas took shape and evolved. Right? Now, what does he say? That they have left thousands of things and all that. What does Green say about some other famous scientists? Option A. Their published work had a great impact on than Wegener's did. There is no comparison. Option B. They means other famous scientists. They had fewer doubts about their scientific ideas than Wegener did? No. Option C. Their scientific ideas were more controversial than Wegener? Not at all. They have not given any comparison at all. All three options are wrong. Option D. They are easier subjects to write about than Wegener. How? Come back. Now, when they talk about Wegener, in third last paragraph, they are saying he was not active and all that. They say some famous scientists such as Newton, Darwin and Einstein left mountains of written material. And then he says, the more such material a scientist leaves behind, the better chance a biographer has of forming an accurate picture of how a scientist's ideas took shape and evolved. I am firmly of the opinion that most of us, Wegener included, are not in any real sense the authors of our own lives. Now, this is different. So it's only that part, right? They've mentioned here, like if they have more stuff, it's easier to write. So other famous scientists like Darwin, Newton and Einstein, they have greater work, so they are easier subjects to write about than Wegener, because Wegener has fewer of his publications. D will be the right answer. Question number 40. What is Green's main point in final paragraph? Please come to last paragraph. I'm reading last paragraph from first line. I am firmly of the opinion that most of us, Wegener included, are not in any real sense the authors of our own lives. Underline authors of our own life. What does he say? We are not the authors of our own lives. What does it mean? Our lives are not in our control. We are not the authors of our own lives. We plan, think and act often with apparent freedom, but most of the time our lives happen to us. Our lives happen to us means lives are not in our control. Now let's go back. Option A. It is not enough in life to have good intentions? No. Option B. People need to plan carefully if they want to succeed? No. Option C. People have little control over many aspects of their lives. C will be the right answer. Okay? That's great. अब इस